Well, all right, we're back. And we get that half hour to go before the close. Down to dead today. We actually did have markets recovering, ES and NQ back up. Our accounts are kind of split. All the portfolios more red than green, but still nowhere near as bad as it was this morning. We did pick up some between this morning and this afternoon. LANC we picked up. AIT. Let's see, AIT. That's on the other account. AIT. Right, and let's see, ADM. Okay, and LCII. There it is there. All right, so, 4 buys and 1 sell. NHF. Is it on this one? NHF. So, yeah, slow day. So you can see we sold it up there. It came back down. This was a pretty low pair. It gets down, almost down to 60 cents per year. So it probably won't make our scan again. We're not worried about it, but we still took $6.69 out of it, which was, where's that thing at? Ended up being 5%. I don't know how long we held it for, but it looks like it used to pay 85 cents and down to 60. But because it is a CEF, if we do take it and put it into our portfolios. Other than that, we've been trading the heck out of the cryptos. Done really well on Ethereum, and I don't even know how many trades because I can't even see the entire fill screen anymore. Both Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we just, I mean, incredible day in cryptos. That's a lot of good opportunities. A lot of people sitting on their hands, wondering which way it's going to go. You have to think in the future. You don't. It's too late once it's actually there. If you're trying to ride somebody's coattails, you might catch in on 1 or 2, but if you can end up with, I think we're getting pretty close to 22 trades. That's round trip. So, and I have no idea because I'd have to go back into the portfolio to actually see it. And I have to say Coinbase's online trading platform, let's just say it's not the most user friendly, but I mean, for simple trading, and that's what you should be doing. You don't need all these fancy charts and anything. I don't use moving averages. I don't use anything. I use math. It's real simple. You can add and subtract, and you can use division. You understand percentages. You can get by. Just because I have a degree in engineering doesn't make me any better than somebody that understands adding and subtracting and percentages. So do yourself a favor and get involved, because the higher the volatility, the better chances you have. The same thing holds true. It's all about scale. It's all about the size and how much money that you have in it. I started trading, well, I cashed in a small amount of crypto back up in the, I want to say it was around the 52 mark, so that I have some money to trade with, right? And I did this the last time it went up into 20. Okay, so so then I scale it in. Let me see what's actually in this portfolio now. Looks like about 25,000. That's about right. So like, I mean, and that's down. So like, we're not even talking all the positions that I have going back up. Now I don't care. We hold that for the next 10 years. I'm never selling it. Doesn't matter. Only time I sell it is when it's going to make that 10%. I want multiple occurrences of that. And anytime I see volatility, I'm on board to trade that sucker as much as I can. But I do not increase the size of my trade because it's all based on how much money you have in that account. Now, if there was 50, I would just increase the amount of the trade. We don't get stupid and say, okay, I know it's going this way, because you don't. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan on how to trade it, you're trading blind, and you're going to make a mistake because you're going to trade off emotion. But getting back to the dividend ends of things, because these just continue to pay us on a daily basis. We're looking at stuff that's moving, not moving, doesn't matter. Because we had a trade today, let's go back in and look and see. We'll add that. What was it, 669? We're looking specifically, okay, so see, we're at 7607, right? And 7608. So we need to have some pretty good days moving forward. We all know that the markets have really backed off. We know that we have, if we look, we know we've got 421.48 sitting in our dividend accruals. This is how you're managing an account. So if we add that, we're going to be around that. Let's just make it 1,400 for shits and giggles. We just add that together, right? So 988.93 plus the 421. Let's say we haven't no more trades. So we know we're going to be a little shy of that 15.99. So we'll probably be that's about $200. Well, we know. We don't know how many more dividends we're actually going to get before the end of the month. But we know that if tomorrow is another 0 day, we can always take profit to keep that average up. That's what we're focusing on. So the dividends are 25 a day and the trading profits are 50. So we're still sitting at the 20. So they're a little more even there, a little more even there. So this is what you're trying to focus on. Let's move this down. I'll give us a little bit of a bump. And then this one, bring that down. So you notice I'm not looking at some average, moving average. I'm not looking at some indicator. I'm not looking at anything but price, pure price, where we want to trade it. It's like, I mean, obviously 91.22 is in the future, right? That's thinking in the future. If you're thinking about what's happened in the past, you're never going to make it as a trader, and you'll never do any good at investing unless you just stick your money into some stock and just let it sit there making dividends. And you know, you'll make what it gives you. That's it. But if you want to learn how to make more, follow this system, learn it. It's a lot easier than you think. You gotta get the brainwashing out of your brain and start to see things for what they really are. It's just price. Once you figure that part of it out, it becomes very easy. You know, we don't care how low this goes, right? Because we're going to make dividends. I think we talked about this earlier. This came up on the scan, so we're going to, not scan, but it actually hit the alert, so we put our order in. This was earlier today, so we put our order in on CRF. Now this thing is paying at this level of price 17%. I don't really have to say too much more about that. You can figure it out from there, right? What's 17% on your money? So you're making 15 cents on each share, right, per month. That comes out to $1.84. It's down from last year. The dividend trailing 12 months was $202.57, and now it's down to $184.44. Remember, our cutoff is $1.20. After $1.20, we don't put any more money into it. And you'll see these numbers, the dividends and the trailing 12 months, you'll see these move up and down. This one's like a cent higher, right? They constantly move. So don't get fooled. Some of them may take a year to get there. See, this one increased by, well, that's not even a half cent. That's like 1/2% or 1/2 of a cent, not a percent, a cent. So it's not much, but it's still increasing. ELS 45. So you just go down through. This one's down, right? EMD, it's down. It's still paying $1.08, paying dividends tomorrow. It's all about collecting those dividends. If you can't see this and you don't understand this, you need to think about it, ask some questions. It'll become more clear the more you play with it. That's how your account will grow without taking losses. Let's go back over here to Bitcoin. We have orders sitting in here. We just bought about 2 hours ago at 39,580. It hasn't moved since. We had hit 41,559 as our out price. I don't know how many times. It's off the chart here, so I can't see. I can see 4, 5 times right there. So let's see. Ethereum. This looks like we had a sell back 5 hours ago, so we're looking for a buy. We're kind of in between 23.80 and 29.85 again, kind of stuck in that range. You'll always find price gets to, if you want to call it consolidation or just like this homeostasis, where it just sits in this range, and you know it's going to do one of two things. You have to plan accordingly. So an hour ago we bought at 204 on LTC. We have a sell price at 224. We have multiple sell prices above that, right? Because we buy all the way down. We just don't do it as big as most people would do because we're not into losing money, right? We want to be able to use that money somewhere else. Like what happens if we want to, you know, buy more LTC? What if we want, you know, 50 LTCs and it goes, let's say it goes down to 10 bucks. We can go all in with all the money that we have in the account. We're not even using half of that 25,000. I think we've got 13,000 invested of that 25 or 26 that we made on the way up. So understanding how to scale back in with the money you've already made is the key. You just have to do this multiple times on multiple accounts. I'm just showing you, well, I'm not even showing you because it's a Coinbase thing. There's too much personal information on here. But if you have other Bitcoin, you shouldn't have it all in Coinbase. You should have your own wallet or have it in another platform. There's plenty of them out there. Most of them are derivatives, though. None of them are straight or trading specifically Bitcoin. They're doing some kind of derivative of it. So you got to be careful with that. I only want to trade the real thing. You know, maybe one day when things all level out, it might be more efficient. But right now, you pay what you pay. Now, I'm willing to pay 28 cents to make 30 bucks. Though, and on BCH, we're only doing the 4: BCH, LTC, BTC, and LTC. I think I got them all. Or yeah, ETH, Ethereum. So we're looking at BCH. We saw a bunch of those. It's not moving as much as the other ones. Kind of just came down and squatted, sitting at 770, 771. So we're right in between. We've got a buy in at 626 and a sell order at 828. So it's going to go one of two ways. Now we put these numbers in weeks ago. Okay, back when it was a high. So it's not like I'm some kind of prophet that, you know, it's just a fact. Like if it's going to come down, it's probably going to come into these ranges, right? If it doesn't, what are you going to do? You're going to keep making profit on the upswing. So because this is so volatile, though, like if you're talking $500–600 moves, I mean, you'd be stupid not to play it. Now we got Gain L, which I still don't know what that is. It's up. It's paying dividends next month. It's a weekly pair, $1.59 a year per share. Yeah, we got another NHF in this one too. See what that one's doing. Oh, it's still down a ways. NHF. There it is. Yeah, well, it's not that bad. Maybe it jumps up and hits it. Who knows? Yep, so we're still, you know, tomorrow is going to be the deciding day for me whether or not we close at that another large one to take some more profit. And then we'll see what the dividends are tomorrow as well. That's going to have an impact on this average price. We want to try to keep that above 75. You know, 70 to 75 above that. We're just going off based on this. There's no rhyme or reason for me really saying that. It's just if that's the type of money that you're making consistently, then that's what you want to target. You don't want to start going something crazy like, yeah, I want to target 500 a day. And so how do you have, now what do you have to do? Remember, we're looking at the size of your account, right? So this account right now is this size account at, if you add all three of these accounts up, you're looking at about roughly $120,000 to $125,000. So roughly per day, you should be able to, and I'm showing you, this is live, right? You should be able to make at least $1,500 or $1,600 a month. And that's equivalent to $75 a day. Those are just trading days, right? So if you add that up, 75, well, make 75. If you can do 75 a day, multiplied by 50 weeks. Oop. Multiply that by 5. No, that's not right. 75 by 5 by 50. Yeah, so 18,750, right? Divide that by 120. So it's 15.6% on your money. Simple math. Simple, simple, simple. As your accounts get bigger, your yield will probably go down a little bit, but you're still going to see doublings. You know, if you're doing one right now, or 10% of max shares, then you'll move to, once you're over 100, now you go to 20%. That's twice as much money. So now it's just down to, would you say you're going to make? So 15.6. The yield will be the same, but you're going to make, because obviously you're going to be higher in the value. Now remember, this is a cumulative number, right? I'm talking per account, not all your accounts combined. So we don't go 20% because we have 3 accounts here combined. What I'm saying is, once you get this account, this one that's shown 62,207, once it hits that 100, you can start going at the 20% level on the max shares. At 18, all you got to do is double it. Once you get up to 300,000, then you'd be at 40%, right? Or 40% of max shares. So then you double it again. So 36 now turns into 72,000 a year. I know it doesn't seem right, but numbers don't lie. All you have to do is follow the system. So yeah, BGB, that one's getting close. That's another one. If it had more shares there, right, just multiply that by 5, and then you probably have closer to $100, and you could take that one off. So this is another one of these ones that's under $1.20. You can possibly take that one off, but that's not really going to affect your average here, right? $17 isn't going to make a big difference. You just want consistent profit. Now the market could go straight back up or it can come down, but what we're ready for is a market that's going to come down. And then we're going to start increasing the amounts of shares per stock. So what's going to happen to our dividends? they're going to double. If we can increase each one, they're going to double, right? So I think you see where this is going if you follow this. But what'll end up happening is when the market does come down, you're going to be getting the prices a lot cheaper. So when we look at one of these, well, that one's already sold, but let's look at BGB. Let's just say that this never touches here, right? And we come back down, I don't know why the alerts rate on, oh, I see, because it's on the top 100. So it'd have to come all the way down here to 1211, which isn't all that far. That's why CEFs, they don't move much, but they pay a great dividend percentage. Which one was this BGB? Let's take a look. So if you're already making, let's see what we're making here. 19 times 0.117. So you're making 222 a month, right? So just double that, right? If it comes down at 50%, now it's 2 multiplied by 2. So now you're making 445. It comes down to that 100% line. Now you're just adding another 222 to that, plus 222. So now it's 666. All right, comes all the way down to that number. So now you've got close to 60 shares, or 57, right? 57 shares doing that. So you don't care where it goes, but what ends up happening to your average cost? That this sell limit is going to come down, right? And you're going to position it that same amount away, 85 cents. You can see that's 85 cents away from there, right? Simple. You don't have to think about it. It becomes mechanical. You just keep taking money out of the market. We're at a point right now in the market where nobody knows where it's going. Everybody's freaking out. What are we doing? We're collecting those dividends. Doesn't matter if this goes up and hits it. It doesn't. This is just a point in time. The whole time, as long as you're involved, you're going to get these dividends. And when it comes down, as long as you haven't gone all in and you look at the size of your account and say, okay, well, my cost basis is 48,000, right? That's how much money I have in the market. My market value is 62. I'm making the cost basis is what you're making your dividends on, 7.12% on the account. So how is it that I'm making 15%? It's because you're trading it. This is what Warren Buffett's doing. He's trying to tell everybody he doesn't do it, but he makes 20%. How does he do it? If he's in these high, low yield, high dividend paying stocks, how is he making 20%? Well, it's because he's trading it. He's lying to everybody. He's not just holding. He's collecting dividends, all right. He's collecting billions, but he's also making money off trading. So BTZ is another one. So you can see that one's already DCA'd, right? And then let's take a look and see where the next, you can see the third one would be down here. Once we hit that third one, we're back on the scan. So if it shows up on the scan right now, we're already positive, right? We don't buy anymore. I don't care if we're down here. We hadn't cycled through the system yet. We're still waiting to either hit down here. We hit the second one, right? So you can see we got 53. So the average shares, let's see, well, maybe it's been the 1, 2, well, max shares change. So it's hard to say exactly what the average was, but the CATC. All right, we got about 6 minutes left. I'm just kind of peering over at the cryptos because they're still moving pretty hard, but they're staying in that range. But you can see not much else is moving. Just one of those things to sit tight and collect the dividend. Don't freak out because it's coming down. If you sell, you're taking a loss. We don't take losses. But if you stay small, you won't have to take a loss. Just think of it as a long-term investment. Yes, it's trading, but it's not day trading. We trade during the day because we don't trade at night, unless you're trading crypto, of course. But you shouldn't be sitting in front of the screen all day, you know, waiting for an order to hit, because there's only three things that can happen. It's either going to go up, it's going to go down, or it can stay the same. And the things that can happen, you hit a sell limit, you hit an alert, you hit a buy. If you set your stuff up correctly, send it to your phone. All these platforms have the ability to do it. Now, some of them are kind of late, like TD's bad about saying, hey, guess what? You know, 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, you've had X amount of trades, you know, or trade confirmation this, trade confirmation that from E-Trade. But then you have to go back and look. So I just make my rounds, you know, when I get off of here, I make my rounds, look at everything, and it's a very quick process because you do the same thing every time. You can manage a lot of different positions if you just pay attention to what's going on. Now, I'm only looking, I don't care if something's moved a cent. Why bother looking at it? It doesn't matter. I'm just more interested in seeing what's actually happening. If I hadn't seen it in a while, what made it move? Like ADI, why is it up $6.75 when the market's down? I don't know. Don't care. But it's just interesting to see how close it is. Right? Keep yourself engaged. But you don't have to look at this all day. If you got it on your phone, you know, if you're retired or whatever, sitting at home trying to make money off the market, then, you know, you can watch it if you want, but pretty boring. This has got to be the most boring system in the world, okay? Because there's nothing to do. Your work is on the Sunday, putting in your orders, or Monday morning if you're late. You've been out drinking. I don't know. Days are long behind me. But let's see, FANG. Yeah, just nothing, you know, like these numbers don't mean anything to me. It's just a matter of like, okay, there's CRE. There's this one. Like, we bought that today. You can tell, you know, same structure. So none of these other, a lot of stuff down. But you got some green, right? So 683. Let's go look at that other account. I guess we need to put that on Mosaic. It's a little easier to look at. So LANC, we just picked that one up. We've had this one in the portfolio before, so see what happens there. CFFI, that one came close this week, earlier this week. It's only Wednesday today, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. So let's see, the high was 81.62. Needed to go to 81.65 to get a tag on it. Nothing there. Nothing on PB. This one's moved a little. Their monthly pair. We like those big ones right there, 20 cents. Hey, it needs to come down so we can pick up some more and just sit there and ride it, right? But this one moves a lot. I mean, 32 to 27, that's $5 for a CEF. That's big. It's a little more expensive than some of those cheaper ones, but the dividend yield, let's take a look at it and see. CCD. Yeah, CCD is 7.3% at that price. So if it's at 32.64, let's say it comes down to 27. You just pop 27 in here, you can find out your yield real quick. If it's paying 234, divide that by, say, $27. So now multiply that by 100 at 8.66%. So it's all up to you where you want to put your money. But if you can make this kind of money, just messing around with dividend paying stocks and not risking your life savings, and just, hey, we want it to come down, right? We want better prices. If it keeps going up, we just keep on selling, right? We're not going to sit there and think, I think this thing might go to $400. It might. Maybe not in your lifetime. But that one looks like it might close at. Who knows? It's 4 o'clock. We'll go back down through here and see if there's any bots that are playing on the cryptos. Looks like BCH up to 780. We need it at 828, so it's still got a ways to go. It's got another 40 bucks to roll. Litecoin needs another 20 bucks to the upside to go. Ethereum stuck in the middle. Can't do anything with that. And Bitcoin 39. Oop, Bitcoin's moving back up. It was 39,735. I wonder if we're going to hit number 6 or 7 or whatever number it is at 41,559. I think I posted it a couple of times, at least on Twitter. People were going to be like, dude, man, you couldn't have hit it that many times. Like, well, you probably need to go look at the 5-minute chart or something. It might do it. But I'm not going to sit here and watch it. I'll wait for, well, there is no alert. I do have to pay attention when you get this type of volatility, but there's so much movement right now in the price on the trade history, and the order book is going crazy. But the order book, not seeing anything. There's a 2 in there. There's 2 Bitcoin to buy, and it's ramping back and forth. Very hard to look at. Can't slow it down, and the spread is fucking crazy. So be careful in there, but use limit orders. That way the spread doesn't screw you. You won't be paying those exorbitant prices. But you start using market orders, don't be surprised if all of a sudden you're down 15 bucks. Use limits. Don't be stupid. Anyways, other than that, good day. And I guess we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Today's hold on. Yeah, today's Wednesday. So I don't know what's on the agenda for tomorrow. I don't pay attention to the news. Don't really care. I just continue to trade the same way. And I've been doing this for months. And now you can see the results. Continue to have fun with it. Relax. Don't pressure yourself into making stupid decisions, and no YOLO plays and no FOMO. You take your time, learn the system. It'll pay dividends in the future. I promise you. Anyways, that's it for today, and we'll be back in the morning. Later.